Hey guys, John from Perfect Follow-Up, and in this video, I want to cover the reputation tool and show you just how powerful it is to boost your online reputation. So as you know, in today's digital world, there's a lot of trust issues with customers looking for businesses to hire. And this isn't something that you want for your business, right? We all want our businesses online to be properly branded and have a measure of trust so that people buy from you. So let me show you how this reputation tool works, how to set it up, and some of the results that you can see today. So on your main dashboard, you have a reputation tab, which we'll click on. And from right here, you can see there's actually like a mini dashboard just for your reputation. And this will show you how many invites you and your team are sending out, and then how many are actually being received. It's really important to measure that to make sure you're taking full advantage of your happy customers so that they can leave you an online testimonial and rating. When you scroll down to the bottom of this dashboard, you'll see more information, but I want to highlight that we do track the latest review requests and who they were sent to, as well as tapping into your Google reviews as well. We can also see Facebook and some other things. We'll just focus on Google today. Now, why is this important? Well, you want to track what people are saying about your business because you want to make sure that you're providing the best service possible. What I would also recommend is not only just reading the reviews, but also responding to them. So if we go up to the reviews tab at the top, you'll see all the reviews that we're pulling in from Google. Now, where are these reviews coming from when we say Google? If you remember a couple steps back, we performed the Google integration to your GMB page. So we're actually pulling in real live reviews from your GMB, and you can respond to them right from the single interface. So you don't have to go back to Google and log in, find the reviews, and then respond at that time. You can actually review all from within Perfect Follow-Up itself. And I highly recommend that you do, because reviews are great, but you also want to interact with your users and show your future customers out there that are kind of peeking on you that you are having good relationships and you're interacting with your present customers. If you're integrated into more than just Google, say Facebook, you can also select your network here and see the reviews that are being left on your Facebook page, assuming you did the Facebook integration. You can sort by your ratings. If you want to find the ratings that were higher up or lower down, you can do that as well. But I would recommend highly that you respond to everyone, no matter what their rating is, and have a good experience with them. Remember, some of your lower rating customers and reviews are the best opportunity to flip it into a lifelong customer. Now, if we select listings, this is something that I highly recommend that you consider for your business. Perfect Follow-Up has integrated with Yext. If you're not familiar with the Yext, it allows you to automatically go out into the internet and find over 200 websites that may have your outdated information on them. Why is this important? Well, if you're not tracking this and you're not updating this, people are probably finding your business, but there's a wrong phone number, a wrong contact information, or maybe a wrong email. So they're never able to contact and connect with you. Well, if you sign up for Yext, it does all of this automatically for you. It goes to all of these various websites and makes sure that your information is updated. This is going to result in more customers and less churn from people that just can't connect. So how do we configure all this? If you click on the gear icon up here, the first thing you want to do is configure your review link. Now, if you've done the Google integration through the integrations tab, all you simply have to do is select generate link, and it will select and create that review link automatically for you. Just make sure you save. Now, as you scroll down, there's some options here to configure the messaging of when these review requests go out. So you can customize the SMS text message that is sent out and or an email customized message. Make sure you pay close attention to this because you don't want to send out a review request that's blank or misspoken. And what's really cool is you can take all of the good reviews that you have, all of this great social proof, and paste it onto your website or other social presences. So what I would recommend is when you have reviews generated and everything configured correctly, you can scroll to the bottom of your reputation management tab and pick up the code and simply copy it. Now, what you want to do is go to your website, and if you're not sure how to do this, talk to your web person, right? And they'll paste it onto a web page, which will show up as your customer testimonials. So if they're searching for you via Google, excellent. But if they just happen to come across your website, they're going to see all your Google reviews there as well. How cool is that? And if you're using one of our funnels that's built into Perfect Follow-Up, you can see just how easy it is to paste it into your landing page within us. So the first thing you want to do is go to Sites, Funnels, and just create a simple landing page. Go to Edit Page, create a section and a row, and our element will be reviews. Paste that in there, and as you can see, your reviews are automatically inserted into any landing page, any website that you build within Perfect Follow-Up. But again, if you're using your own website, that's perfectly fine. Just copy the code that I showed you in the step before, send it to your web person, and they'll paste it into your website for you. All right, so we covered what reputation management is, how to apply it to your websites, and how to set up the messaging so it's congruent with the way that you talk to your customers. But how do we kick it off? How do we actually send these things out? Well, there's a couple different ways. I'm going to focus on the way that I think is best and the way that I recommend for you. So you can see in the pipeline that we've set up for our opportunities here, one of the last stages in our pipeline is called service completed review request. And what we've done is we've set up an automation so that whenever a card, an opportunity, is dragged and dropped into this stage, we have an automation that fires that does a couple cool things, but it also sends out the review request for you automatically. So how does that work? Well, if we go to automation and let's say Facebook, this works in any lead source, but we use Facebook as an example. We'll scroll down to our automation at the very end, step 6, which is the service completed review campaign. So let's look at this. All right, so the first step here is the trigger, and by now you should be very familiar with this. So the trigger is going to fire when the opportunity card is dragged and dropped or otherwise moved into the service completed review request stage. Now, once that trigger fires, we're going to do a couple things here. We're going to tag it as review sent. We're going to add a note that the service was completed and the review request was sent. We're going to wait just a little bit of time, 2 days, because we want the service to be completed. We want the customer to have a little bit of time to absorb the experience, make sure everything looked right. You've had time to correct any issues if there were. So we find that 2 days is a pretty good time to make sure the customer is completely satisfied before we send the request for review. So we'll send them a text message that says something around the lines of, John, it's Tim over at Tim's Service Company. It's an absolute pleasure serving you. If you're 100% satisfied with your service, can you help us out with a positive review? The link makes it super easy. Thank you so much. So we can paste in a review link right here, which goes to your Google page, goes to your Facebook page. But that's kind of the manual way to do it, right? The old school way. I want to show you how to use that reputation management tool built into Perfect Follow-Up to do this a little bit better. We're going to create a step in here. Remember, we want to wait the 2 days, right? So after the wait step, and we're going to search for review request, send review request. Okay. Now there's a couple different ways you can configure this. Again, you have email and you have SMS. I would recommend doing both. So that's all you have to configure. So set up one for SMS and set up another one for email and then save these. Now, if we're going to go the new school way, remove the old school way, make sure that you delete the SMS here and really everything below, because we're not going to send SMSs. We're not going to send emails through the old way of doing it. We're going to leverage the reputation tool of send review request. Okay, so once that is done, what happens? Well, let's go back to our opportunities tab, right? So when we drag and drop this card over here, it's going to tag it. It's going to add a note. It's going to wait 2 days, and then it's going to send those review requests that we just configured over in our reputation tool. So how neat is that? Your business and your employees never have to remember to send out the review requests. It's just going to happen automatically once you move your opportunity cards naturally through the sales process. So follow these steps, implement this today, and see a huge boost in your online presence, reputation, and reviews.